Alright, fellas, here we're back on our Pokemon Masters video, where we've got ourselves the look for the new lucky skills that are coming from the Battle Tower, Pasio Tower. So I want to take a look at not only the skills here that we get for every single rolled character, but I also want to look at the custom ones, which I believe are probably going to be down here. Yes, okay, so we're going to take a look at those. First off, let's take a look at the roll exclusive cookies. For strikers, every striker, we don't know 100% how it works yet, but assuming it is how I stated before in the last Pasio Tower video, where it's like you basically every week you can get a 50% chance total of getting one of these cookies, but it's split between every single character and not by roll exactly. It would mean that you would roll a random lucky cookie, let's say for this special costume Guzma, and then you could then have a 1 out of 3 chance of rolling these skills. Not nearly as good, but that's the theory. But that's not really what this is about. I wanted to take a look and see like how good these are. Obviously, Crit Strike 3 unconditionally stupidly good. For pretty much every character. Like Weathered Warrior, it's basically just like better Weathered Warrior. There's very few strikers who don't want to run Critical Strike 3 or Weathered Warrior or some buff similar to that. So it's just a straight up buff. Super Duper Effective 5, I think, has a niche use case like in the damage challenge when you cannot use your sync moves, or I guess in some cases where you can use your sync moves, but it's just better to DPS through anyway. It's also, of course, the best lucky skill for Palmer and Regigigas, unconditionally, right? Uh, but yeah, I mean, this is fine, I guess, but 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, you're gonna want to run a Crit Strike 3. Strong Start 2, this is pretty useless. Short battles, I guess, but I still think Crit Strike 3 is just better. +2 moves up next of each type. I mean, maybe like Champion Charon, but he builds up fast enough anyway to where, again, Crit Strike 3 is just better. So really, out of all these, Crit Strike 3 is the skill you want. Supports. Team Triage Tank 3, their Team Triage Tank 9 is busted. So good. People say, oh no, it screws up my quad queues. Womp womp, bro. Womp womp. It's such a good skill for so many units. So many units that are lacking in healing or just want more healing are going to benefit a ton from this. Pretty much every single support you see here is going to benefit from this. It's going to be so good in so many modes. Debut team physical and special boosts. No. Again, same case as the strong start, not that great. Moves up next is good when you can select when to use it. It's not good when you're forced to get it turn 1 and never again, because you have very few sync buffs and you're not fully powered up and stuff like that, usually. A debut team is sync move boost 3. Similar case, because usually your first like sync move isn't going to be super broken, but I could see this being good in like super big rush scenarios. Maybe it's pretty good for any support in the damage challenge, or like I think it's probably going to be the best skill for any support in the damage challenge, but it's not going to be that impactful. It's just a 30% buff pretty much the one time your character uses their sync move, or your damage dealer uses their sync move. So like it's the best skill, but at least in that game mode. But outside of that, probably not so much. And even in that game mode, I don't think it's gonna be that impactful. So you're really looking for Team Triage Tank 9. Going down to tech, we've got Crit Strike 3, Double Down 5. I mean, in Crit Strike 3, same case, it's really good. Double Down 5 is definitely significantly better than Super Duper Effective 5. This is very good in the damage challenge, and you will get very good use out of it, but it's only really in the damage challenge or like weakness type content, which if you're trying to do the Pasio Tower, if you're trying to do off-type ultimate battles, like off-type stages in general, which most stages you will be, rallies stages are mostly off-type. If you're going for the maximum points, you're going to prefer something like Crit Strike 3 over Double Down 5, even though it's a 20% extra power buff. Again, damage challenge is really the only case you find good use of this, but it's a very good skill for that game mode, so it's not completely bad. And the debut sync boost 5, again, if you're only syncing once, sure, it's better, I guess. But most game modes you're syncing more than once. In any case, these skills are infinitely better. Having these damage buffs for every sync move, and also in the case of Crit Strike 3 for your damaging moves as well, is just better than a one-time 50% buff to your sync move. For this sprint units, we've got Move Gauge Refresh 9, Crit Strike 3, and Debut Refresh. Sure. Gauge Refresh 9, I can see good use in the Gauntlet. Outside of that, not really. Most sprint units are great with their gauge as is anyway, so I don't think this is going to be that impactful. Maybe someone like Senna I can see good use of it on. Again, mostly in regards to the damage challenge. But I can't really think of many other examples where you would really want this tile a lot. Crit Strike 3, again, you can see good usage of it, similar to Strike and Tech. Most sprint units are... I would say most aren't damage dealers, but honestly, that can also be incorrect. I mean, Cena's mainly a damage dealer. Ray is a big damage dealer, and Ray is a big benefiter of Crit Strike 3. So, like, you're going to be running this probably on your sprints as well. You know, those ones that are your main damage-focused units, you're going to run Crit Strike 3. Again, it's just turning out to be one of the best skills out of this. Or, of course, again, your regular ones, you know, Vigilance, or your Crit Strike 2 if you don't have the luck, you know, like, stuff like that. Like, yeah, you can get use out of other skills. It's just for the damage purposes. Most of the times you're going to run this. Again, there's some utility with this, but not much when most sprint units are very gauge effective themselves anyway. Debut or first sync move, countdown 1 on entry and on sync move. I guess that's fine. It does help, you know, obviously accelerate them being a sprint character, but so much oftentimes you're just going to prefer having the Crit Strike 3. I mean, that's just pretty much the truth to it. You're just going to prefer having the extra damage or something like Vigilance. Going down to field, there is weather, terrain, zone change, move gauge up by 2, quickly charging gauge. This is pretty fodder. No, no, just don't do it. It's a 20% buff. If this is like recharging gauge by that amount, maybe, but no, not really that great. Crit Strike 3, same case as the above. There's a lot of great damage dealers here. Tons of great damage dealers. I mean, look at these two, right? Though, granted, those two also want to run Weathered Warrior, so that's kind of, you don't really need that here. And then weather, terrain, zone change. Team sync moves up by 20%. This is very dependent upon your team setup. If you're running this on a field character that is mostly used to enhance other characters, or as a sync damage dealer like Viola, it's a great skill. But if you're mostly using them with damage dealing field characters, best example being Signasuit Elisa, Alt and Thunders, right? Like, you know, they're going to want to run more damaging stuff. You know, the support is good. Maybe it could be good on someone like Iona, who's already her main goal is already to enhance other electric types. Like, the extra 20% support could be really good on her. It's going to really depend on the role of your character. Like Summer Gardenia as well. She can do solid damage, but she's mostly there to enhance your ghost types. So her having 20% support could end up being better than something like Crit Strike 3. But again, those cases like Brendan or May, or like, no, not Benga. God, fuck Benga. He's another good example of the one to run the support on. But like Signasuit Altalisa here, even like Leaf and Blastoise and like, you know, these type of units, they would kind of prefer actual like damage enhancing stuff. Like Gita would also prefer damage enhancement, but it's a good one. This is actually probably like, these two are really solid skills to kind of mix in between these characters here. So it's actually good to see some value in that. Anyway, those are the general role skills. Let's actually take a look here at, I believe it's 12, I don't remember, lucky skill cookies for specific characters. So Signasuit Red has a Tower Lucky Cookie 2, makes weather sunny the first time the user enters battle, and extends duration of sun the weather when the weather turns sunny while the user's on the field. I could see decent use of this, especially with like Arcsuit Silver existing. I mean, this helps you get extra uses of EX Sun out without having as many sets of Sun itself. Not sure how impactful this is going to be compared to, like, again, Crit Strike 3 or Weathered Warrior 3 for Red already. But I could see the usage in it, I suppose. Leaf and Devi, Leaf's full on effort, raises all stats of all allies by 2 on entry, and applies gradual healing to all allies on entry. That's pretty good. Given what her role is, I don't think, like, Leaf is a decent character in the Gauntlet and probably for, like, type-specific content, like the Pasio Tower itself and High Score event, but she's not, like, a crazy support for, like, any, like, harder endgame content for the most part. I think this is solid, though. The evasion specifically could be very clutch in some scenarios, and, of course, giving all these stats without her ever having to sync at all is also really good, because she can already buff accuracy, I believe, because of her grid expansion, but she never had the ability to buff evasion. And also applying gradual healing to all allies on entry, that's just good team healing being provided there. And this could be seen as a valuable skill to run over what she would normally run, which would probably just be like Vigilance, maybe a guard passive, or something like that, right? So I could definitely see it having value, you know, depending on the scenario. Doesn't she buff accuracy somewhere in here? Am I crazy, or does she not actually buff accuracy? I thought Leaf buff accuracy. Does she actually not buff accuracy? Or am I blind? Maybe I'm blind. Okay, I guess she didn't buff accuracy, so I guess her getting accuracy buffs was good. Okay, sure. Sickness to Silver and Sneasel reduces sync countdown by 1 the first time it enters a battle each battle. Moves never miss. Applies damage guard the first time it enters a battle. I wouldn't really run that over any of the other skills Silver wants to run. Again, Double Down, Crit Strike, Weathered Warrior if he's in Ice Zone or something with like Eriott or whatever. Where the hell is he? Out there. Right there. I see why they gave him that though, because of this. This wants you to be at full HP to use it, and this allows him to get that off later in the fight when he can have a little bit more build-up. But still, I don't think it's that much more valuable over an actual like damage-enhancing lucky skill. Sickness Suit Lyra turns field of play into grassy terrain on entry, extends duration of grassy terrain. If it wasn't for that Carmine released, if you don't have Carmine, I would say this is not a bad skill actually on her. A lot of her big things now is tech and like utility. She doesn't have her grid expansion yet. She does have her EX roll. Her nuke is nowhere near as like impressive as you would kind of expect it to be. I mean, we pop her up to level 180 here. I mean, yeah, she can look pretty impressive. 540 special attack. I mean, you know, the innate multiplier here plus power play there. You know, she can probably hit pretty hard on her nuke, but you can definitely give her this lucky skill and use her as like a grassy terrain, not bot, because I mean she does do other roles outside of it, but it can definitely enhance how well she's able to actually put grassy terrain out onto the field. Very, very good as well for like lower investment Lyras in the legendary arenas too. Just something to put out there. Mad Mudkip, makes full on effort, makes weather rainy on entry, extends duration of weather with rain. Again, similar case to Lyra, but to a bigger extent because again, May's not that great. Has May gotten her grid expansion yet? I just don't remember. Yeah, no, she hasn't. She got the mega buff, but not the expansion. At least until May gets some buffs, she is very, very big. Just currently right now is just like a rain setter. She's got a solid nuke, but nothing uber impressive anymore. And so her actually having just better ways to like set and extend rain is probably just for the best. Costume Steven. Reduces sync countdown by 2 the first time he enters battle. Applies super effective next the first time he enters a battle. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what you're going to run on him. If you're going to nuke with Steven, I mean, sure, run Crit Strike 3 or something like that. Yeah, totally run Double Down. Yeah, right. You know, run Double Down on the normal nuke. But he can nuke if you need him to, but his main role usually is supportive abilities like debuffing, super effective next, rebuff lowering, it's like speed buffs and physical moves next buffing and stuff like that. And it's also really good for the damage challenge. That -2 sync countdown there to start out, and then that super effective next without having to use his trainer move. At least that one time. Yeah, that's going to be great for the damage challenge. So great damage challenge skill here. Otherwise, pretty decent given his general overall role as a supportive character. Aura Cynthia, I did see this one. Powers up moves of all allies when the zone is a fighting zone, extends the duration of the zone when the zone turns into fighting zone while the user's on the field. I don't know how much this is. If it's at minimum 20%, it's still good. And extends duration of fighting zone when it's, yeah, is this 50% or 30%? Either way, I think this is good. I don't remember the exact numbers for this, but I remember it being good. Cynthia wanted this. I don't think SCDK has updated the site to include the skill cookie yet. I'll take a, can you, thank you? I'll take a, oh, no, okay, has. Never mind. 20%, 30% extension, okay. 20% support, yeah, that's good. And on top of the fighting zone she's already setting, yeah, sure. And then 30% fighting zone extension, I like it. I think she's still mostly dated as a support. She can still operate well. Let's not get it twisted. This unit can still operate well. Potions, max defenses on entry, you know, some moves up next, some gauge, stuff like that. Like, she's still going to be good, for sure. It's just that she's still kind of mostly dated for a support, but honestly, for fighting is pretty lacking overall in characters that can set fighting zone outside of Kieran. And Kieran is going to be very appreciative of an ability to extend fighting zone. So someone like Aura Cynthia, again, still does have value. So this does help Cynthia. I'm not saying it makes her like a top tier option for fighting or it makes her a top tier option really at all, but it's going to make her a lot better, especially with other fighting zone setters. It's going to make it actually consistent. And it's going to make her own settings of fighting zone consistent to like be available for longer periods of time. So I do really like this. And again, that 20% support just for, you know, having something up she's going to one up all the time anyway. Yeah, I like it. Sickness Suit Cyrus turns to the plane of Dark Zone the first time the user enters a battle. Increases his moves up next by 1 when he uses wow. Uses a status move. The entry to me doesn't really matter too much. I wouldn't say. The moves up next, I don't know. If this is a sync move up next, I'd be singing a different tune, but I think it's going to be good. I mean, I think it's solid, but I'm not sure how much I would rather run, you know, a plus 10 moves up next boosted Dark Pulse with like 30%, 50% maybe in total multiplier, however many multipliers he's got active at the time, compared to like just giving him a crit strike 3 at the best case scenario, or just crit strike 2 and then letting him sync nuke the whole way through. I think I would prefer him do that. I don't think that moves up next enhanced Dark Zone or that Dark Pulse is going to be that crazy compared to just buffing his nukes more, right? Or his sync nukes. I mean, that's what they're intending. You use the status move. It doesn't have to succeed. You can fail it, and then you're getting one moves up next every turn, and you know Dark Pulse is bada bing bada boom. Your lights are out. And he's also got this already in the grid. So if you have him 5 out of 5, you don't really need that. Granted, I suppose this kind of acts as like a way to supplement his 5 out of 5. I don't know. I've seen this be pretty good before, given Cyrus already has it as an ability. I've seen it be used in a good way, definitely, but I don't think you're going to need this. Maybe lower investment ones can appreciate it. I'm not sure. I think a lower investment Cyrus is in ways where you want to abuse this moves up next, you're probably already running Gauge Refresh on him. Because it's Legendary Arena. That's the only real place I can think you can get major use out of that. I think otherwise you want to... Or the damage challenge, I guess, sure. But again, I think Crit Strike's going to be better in that case. Anyway. Rosa and Snivy. Applies 3 moves next user when he uses a move and buffs special moves up next of all items when uses a move. I saw this skill. I like it. I don't think Rosa is a top support. I really do hope she gets a grid expansion and an EX roll soon. I really hope so, because I mean, she's a pretty fun pair to run when you can. Just give her a buff and give her like defenses and stuff, and she's competent. But this is a very good skill for her. You're not gonna want to. That's barricade buddies. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're gonna want to run the skill on Rosa. Giving her free moves next every time she attacks means that she's not gonna have any gauge issues on Giga Drain, which also has Master Healer 2. Rosa is not the most like competent damage dealing character. I mean, being a support, but like at level 180, still doesn't break. God, that's bad. But point being, she's got Giga Drain to heal a lot of HP. So even if she's doing like 300 damage or something with Giga Drain, add Master Healer to that, she's still healing like 100 HP, 150 HP, something pretty crazy per turn, given that. And the moves up next, every time the trainer uses a move, you're going to want to run NPR for Energize and stuff on her anyway, or probably will, just because she doesn't have much, she has pretty much fuck all in the grid otherwise, right? And special attack all for the same reason. You'll probably just want to do those so you can get more moves up next out of her. So it's fine. Plus she's got 2 NPR tiles for each, so you've got good chances to get a lot of moves up next out of this character. Sorry, you're going to want to probably run the plus special attack tiles. Yeah, I mean, some similar grid to this is probably what you're going to want to run for Rosa. Yeah, no, just do that. Anyway, but yeah, point being, this is the best skill for Rosa. That free moves next is going to be a game changer for her Legendary Arena performance, but it's going to be good if you want to run Rosa really just generally anywhere else. Not that I recommend it, because she's still pretty trashy overall, but I mean, the moves up next enhancement, like this is going to be a great skill if a player can get very lucky to get this, you know, as a free player or something, like an early game player. And 2022 summer in, reduce sync count number 1 on entry, powers up moves and sync moves are super effective. They really just made him all super effective stuff. Do we have the numbers for those skills yet? Do we have the numbers for those skills? Summer in skills, lucky skill. Come on. Yes, we do. 50%. So he is destroying off-type on-type off-type, yeah, sure. It's destroying on-type content. Otherwise, not really that great. I mean, yeah, if he's on-type, if you're facing, you know, Giovanni's Ultimate Battle, or if you're facing Dark Damage Challenge or something, yeah, run it on him. He's gonna be a solid nuker. That's it. That's all you need. That's all there's really to say about that. Otherwise, just run like Crit Strike and stuff on him. Diantha, third skill to play in a Fairy Zone when the sync move is used. Extends duration of Fairy Zone. Ooh, that's tough, because I see the value in that. It's a similar case to Signature Red, I think. I see value in that, but I also see value in just running her with the typical like Crit Strike skills, because like Diantha's obviously nuts after her Super Awakening, just absolutely crazy unit. Wherever she is, there's too many units in this game. Like God tier Super Awakening, right? Super strong unit. Do you want to run more damage enhancement on her, given Crit Strike 3 or something like that, or do you want to run the Fairy Zone stuff? I could see good value in both, especially given if you're not running her with Wally and you instead opt to run her with Lacey, who is having a lot of trouble actually being able to set her Fairy Zone. So having Diantha doing that for her and extending it can be very good for a setup like that. I think this would be a very good skill if we give it to someone like Lacey. Anyway, Calum. Okay. Sync countdown by 1 the first time your Pokemon uses a status move, applies free moves next when his Pokemon uses a status move. What is Calum's current abilities? I'm just talking Legendary Arena by this point. Yeah, he heals HP. Heals HP and he's got X speed. I don't know if Calum's gauge is that bad to begin with, but I could see... yeah, I mean, he could be a spammer. I could see solid usage in that just in spamming. Maybe. So I could see good use in the skill. That's all I can say. Legendary Arenas, that's literally the only place you're using that guy. He would need a lot more to be good. Holiday Lily powers up ally sync moves when speed is raised, increases sync movement next to allies by 1 when the user's Pokemon uses a move. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Lily's already... I want to say Lily's mostly already operating as like a enhancer, but she can definitely do a lot of damage. She can be pretty good at doing damage, that's for sure. But I think this is a good skill anyway, just because powers up ally sync move when speed is raised. This also is powering up her own sync move. And it's also 30% support instead of just 20%. Great damage challenge. I mean, she's already a very good damage challenge unit. This makes her even better at that. And also is going to be given... Wow, it gives her damage enhancement for all forms of the sync move. And of course, it's buffing her own as well. I think it's going to mostly depend on your setup, though, is like, are you using Lily as a damage dealer for a team, or are you using her as a way to enhance the team? If you're using her as a way to enhance the team, run this all day long. If she is a primary damage dealer, you may have to think a little bit more into it. Maybe. Barry, Costume Barry, reduces sync countdown by 2 on entry, increases moves up next by 1 when its attack move hits. If it... Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would run that for this guy. I probably would. Because he's got a pretty good nuke, especially after the Mega Buff, right? I would imagine. He's already a character that wanted to kind of run like this. I mean, Speedster Sync. Yeah, that's fine. Staggering. I mean, we can run Punishing Strike all we want here as well. Yeah, we're not running that. Oh, he's got... Oh, I forgot he's got Haymaker. Yeah, no, okay. Strike. Yeah, how are you even running him? I don't know. Maybe taking out his damage, I suppose. Give him 8. If you have him at 4 to 5, chat. Oh, wait. There you go. Something like that, probably. I mean, he's got a really good nuke. So being able to... I mean, that's just crazy. Yeah, I like that. I think that can be a very, very good skill for him. I'm not sure how much that would compete against, again, Crit Strike 3 or something, where it's enhancing both your move and sync moves, especially when this is a very strong... Oh, it's a I don't know, pretty strong, I guess. When this is a strong move, right? Also, he's got guaranteed... Yeah, he's got no quarter when he Mega Evolves. I don't know. That one's a little bit more iffy to kind of like make a definitive talk about for me, but that's really good. I think that's really good. Dojo Gloria, 100% chance of increasing moves up, or 50% chance of increasing moves up next when its attack move hits. If it's got multi-strike, 50% chance for each hit. Increases moves up next by 1. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're running that. There's nothing. I don't think there's any real reason to not run that on her. This would be absolutely nuts if she was an AoE damage dealer, but they gave her support. Wow. That's really good, dude. With hit same time rebuff. I didn't know that was her skill. That's good. Wow, yeah. Run that. Yeah, definitely run that. That's a very good skill. That's a damn good skill if you're trying to do a lot of damage with her. Leon Charizard, not Arc Suit Leon specifically. Reduces countdown by 3 after using the max move. Increases moves up next by 3 after using its max move. For bursts, frankly, I can see that being good. I mean, Leon's not going to be... It's dark in my room. Oh my god, I got to turn on the light. Holy crap, it looks like I'm in a dungeon. Sorry about that, but yeah, like, I can see this good in burst settings, because this... I mean, you're not bringing this guy to long-form content anyway. He sucks, but, like... In shorter content, Champion Stadium level, I could see good use in this. I think I could, for sure. Like, high power burst content, boom, hit them, you're good, right? I can see good use in that. Iono and Belly Bolt increases sync move up next to allies by 1 when the Pokemon uses a move, increases it all when allies are hit by an attack move. Yeah, I saw this one as well. I was like, that's really good. They're really just doing a lot of moves up next, enhancement, sync move up next specifically, enhancement for these characters. Like, you can definitely make great usage of this skill with Iono. I think Iono is quite good anyway, and this is just even better. Like, this makes her even better with supportive stuff. She doesn't have a special skill, right? Yeah, just this one. I mean, other than that, you're running like Vigilance or whatever, probably. Or like, does she have Vigilance? Yeah, she's got Vigilance. You're running like a guard passive or something other than that. I mean, you could also run like Crit Strike or something as well, like damage stuff. There's some skills you can run, but for the most part, this support is going to be just the best thing to run on her. And this even buffs herself as well, because she's already got a competent nuke, especially once you Super Awaken her, right? And especially now after like level 180. I mean, that's some pretty good stuff. Arvino Bostiff. Turns field of play into Dark Zone. The first time the user enters a battle, each battle extends duration of Dark Zone. Arvin is a very generalist type of supportive character. Putting him solely on dark teams is not really a great way to use him. It can work, and in this case, sure, but I don't really think you're gonna probably find much use out of this. But if you're running him on dark teams, I think it could be pretty decent. Anyway, the Arc Suits have specials. We'll go into that. Oh, they're multi. Anyway, Static Shock 4, powering up the sync move when the target is paralyzed. We saw the main character stuff. I mean, the main character got a bunch of buffs. I want to take actually a look at all of their stats now after their EX roll, after their EX, after level 200. We'll give them 200. And their Super Awakening. How competent is... Oh, their nuke isn't competent. It's a free character, so I see what they're doing. I think they frankly... Did they give us special items to unlock the main character to level 200? I don't think they did, right? I think they may have given it to us for the main character to be unlocked. I'm actually in the game right now. I'm actually going to take a look. I'm pretty sure they just gave us stuff to like give the character Super Awakening and like EX roll and stuff like that. I need to pause. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they actually did give us anything to actually maximize the main character like specifically for the level. So we're kind of just stuck with level 140 or whatever level you have at the time. So let's lower that down to like level 140. 140, yeah. For a free player, a new player, specifically a very new player, sure, you can get away with using this guy as a damage dealer, as a nuker specifically, because you're gonna be running that specific lucky skill. Other than that, no. No. Like, if I'm telling you, very easy content, pointless master mode stuff, like you're gonna be using this guy and he's gonna be doing pretty well. Other than that, just use general pool damage dealers. You'll be better off. And then the Arc Suits. Okay, Gauge Refresh 9, Crit Strike 3, debut team move. Wow, they just give them the worst of all worlds. Crit Strike 3 is good. Should have changed this for like weather effect team moves up, because all of these can set okay. You can set an effect. You cannot. You cannot. I think don't you set damage field? I think you cannot. You can. You can. You can. I mean, I honestly would have preferred they just give them like team sync move up whenever there's a field effect or something. Granted, I guess see why they did that, because it works for all of them, but you're not. Gauge Refresh 9 doesn't matter on Ethan, I don't think. It doesn't matter on Steven. Cynthia's gauge effective. Lance's gauge effective. Leon, I guess. Like these three, I guess. I'm pretty sure Ethan has guaranteed free moves next, I believe. But these three, I guess, sure. But what, you're going to want to run the extra damage. The point is, Crit Strike 3. Same as most others, Crit Strike 3 is the best thing to run. Anyway, I mean, that's all the lucky skills. I mean, they're... All of these, I mean, it's just like run Crit Strike 3 for the most part, and then like Team Trash Tank for supports, and then you can actually get some good supportive stuff out of like the field rolls. Like the support is really good. These ones are hit or miss, I believe. These are very hit or miss, but like that's pretty much anything. I mean, that's kind of how it's going to be once you have like 12 or however many characters this is, getting different buffs, right? I think a lot more of them are better than more of them are worse. That's for sure. I think you can get a good use case out of most of them. And I mean, you can probably make a case for some of them as well. Again, like even N here is like, oh, good, oh, he's good against super effective content. It's like, I mean, still, if he's against that super effective content, this is the best skill to run on him, pretty much. And again, for a character that's bad like Rosa, or pretty bad like Rosa, this really helps her if she can get some more buffs in the future. So it's good to see all that, and I hope they continue up with this similar level of quality for these specific character skills. And again, these are mostly, I mean, again, from like I can see good use Engager for Esh9, definitely Crit Strike 3, like you're gonna want for oftentimes, and then like the support stuff. So I like, but stuff like this, I'm not big on. Stuff like this, stuff like no, this I'm not big on. Like these debut moves up next, other than sync move up next, is not that great. And even the sync move up next, this is good if you are syncing once, uno. And even then, frankly, well, no, this is for support. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. But like, it's good for syncing once and like damage challenge. It's very niche. Would prefer like some permanent 20% support, like support when allies are critting or something like that. Like that'd be great. But whatever, that's just my thoughts. Anyway, let me know what you all think about the lucky skills down in the comments below, whether it be the general tower lucky skills or the character specific ones. And yeah, I'll see you later. I hope you all enjoyed. Peace.